Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today, on another episode of Fresh from the Pantry, we have our good friend Paul Orlandi. Paul, would you mind saying hi to the audience?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're doing great. We're about to be doing even better. So, Paul, for those who are
Good.
not familiar with you, you mind just giving a little bit of a background about who you are? I know you're a successful entrepreneur. You own a successful business, and you also have a hobby that really interests a lot of people.
Yeah, by profession, I am a hairstylist. I specialize in hair extensions and hair color. But my big passion hobby is bodybuilding. I've been doing this for about almost 4 years now. So it's really become a great passion and pastime and hobby of mine, and I've been enjoying it a lot.
I think it's really interesting how people they always have a reason for getting into something. And as a bodybuilder, you see, people think that the word bodybuilding is so intimidating. They always think like, oh, you have to have the best of the best genetics. You gotta do this, you gotta do that. You can't eat this, you can't eat that. Uh, how many of those preconceptions are true, and how many of those preconceptions are correct?
None of them. If I can do this, anybody can. It's just you got to have the commitment, you got to have the discipline, you got to have the desire. And I think almost with anything in life, if you've got those couple of things, you can make anything happen. Just
Like, for example, my hair growth journey. I still remember,
about.
I still remember like many moons ago, I had like a short like buzz cut, and oh man, I still can't forget how many people were like, "Hey man, you should finally cut it off. You should find, like it looks really unprofessional." And then like, many moons later, boom. So is that the
There you go.
is that the is that literally it for everything? Never give up, keep going, keep
Yes,
pressing on.
exactly. Yes, definitely. Keep going
S-
forward.
So you do have an upcoming show, and that's what
Yes.
our audience is really excited to hear about. How many weeks out are you?
Okay. Tomorrow, just 13 weeks away. So the show is October the 8th, in Lorain, Ohio. So I will be 13 weeks out tomorrow.
Gotcha. 13 weeks out in Lorain, Ohio. Everyone who's in the Ohio region, please attend Paul's bodybuilding show. I truly mean it because your story's absolutely inspirational. The fact that you see a lot of people think like bodybuilding is a game for people in their early 20s, early 30s, and every time I see people like you beating the odds, I get really inspired. I really think that like I really think that there is no age limit to this thing. And when
Oh, definitely. You're definitely right. I don't feel like there's any age limit either. I mean, I started this when I was, uh, how old was I? I started when I was 48. Did my first show when I was 49. So, you know,
oh man, do you have any naysayers saying that like you were not like it's not time to compete. It's time to slow down, take it easy. Do you ever deal with any naysayers who say like, hey, like slow down, you're not able to do this?
yeah, yes. And you know what? It's a little frustrating because it's like, why are you telling me not to do something I want to do just because you don't think I should be doing it? Is it because you can't do it? I mean, um, and I'm 51 years old, so I'm getting to that age where a lot of people that I am friends and associated with are
I could never tell you're
starting to
51, by the way.
slow. Oh, thank you. It's the haircut. Um, I think a lot of people just think, oh, why am I going to start this now? It's too late. This is something I should have done when I was 20 or 30. It's like, I guess I just wasn't ready to do it until I was 48 years old. It was like, why should I not try this now? And yeah, I didn't enter this with the intention of it becoming what it's become, but I've really been enjoying the journey as far as the health benefits I've been getting from it. I feel like a whole different person. My confidence is so much better than it ever was. It's like this was just the right time for me to do it. And it's like, hey, if you think I should stop, then just keep walking because I'm not stopping.
I love that way of thinking. And as a businessman, as a small business owner, like I was told many times that like, hey, this is a waste of your time. This is a waste of your money. You got a great corporate job. Why don't you focus on that? And the way that I see it, the way that I see it is like life is short. Okay, I think life is short. I have a limited amount of time to chase my dreams, and I'm going to chase my dreams. And I really encourage like everyone, all the people who I'm friends with and who I'm associated with, make the most out of it, man. Because honestly, we are so insignificant in this world that like if we fail, we're just a blip on the radar. And I don't go into that being said, I don't go into anything, to fail, but like I've certainly have failed many times in my career and in my life as an entrepreneur. But like, you just pick yourself back and you keep going.
Exactly, exactly,
Did you ever
definitely.
encounter like a low point where you were like, "Oh man, like this is getting like hitting a plateau," where you're like, "Oh man, like this is more than I ever signed up for." I'm sure you through your years of experience, you've probably proven to be a very resilient bodybuilder and a resilient businessman. But like, do you ever had a point where you're like, "Oh man, is this worth it? Is it time to hang
Yeah.
up the gloves?"
Oh, many times. But it's like it'd be so easy to just quit and say forget it. But then there are those people behind you who are gonna be like, well, I knew it wasn't gonna work. I don't even know why you tried that. So it's like, you know what? You are the reason I'm not stopping, and I'm not gonna quit. If I feel like I feel like it's not working or I want to quit, okay, why? I got to figure out a way to get out of this and make it work the right way. I might be taking the long way around, but I got to find a way to make it work. And if it's not going to work this way, let's go that way.
So what was like a time when you were like you were plateauing? Like how do you get out of that slump? Like do you have to change your diet up? Do you have to change up your routine? Do you have to start eating Excalibars or something?
Oh, those are those are a definite staple. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's like you get in a routine, and it's like so easy to just you got your meals that work, you got your routine that works as far as the workout goes, and it's going along, and then all of a sudden it's just like you're kind of like running on a treadmill. You're not going anywhere. You're running, but nothing's changing. So then you got to think, all right, is it time to shake things up a bit? Is it time to, you know, you know, raise up my carbs or increase my protein or, change up, get off the treadmill and get on the stair climber. Maybe my workout should be, I should do my workout first and my cardio second, and then maybe flip them. It's just a game of kind of what'll make not only kind of make your body kind of kick back into it, but then also keep you interested in doing it. Because if you get bored in the same old routine, you're not going to put as much effort into it, I feel. Whether it's in business, bodybuilding, whatever it is. You got to kind of shake up that routine a little bit to keep it interesting to yourself.
Oh, definitely. Like I'm a big proponent in lifetime experimentation and lifetime learning. Uh, what's
Yes.
like a wh- what's an example of a good routine switch up that worked for you? I know that there's a different if you go on a site like bodybuilding.com or you go on a site like T Nation, you're gonna get 100 different articles by very highly qualified people who have a lot of success in the sport and also have a lot of formal education sometimes even as well, saying this is the ultimate method to train, this is the ultimate method to train, this is the ultimate method to train, and you hear conflict and you hear conflicting views. Like, do you ever have to sort between different routines, and how do you pick the correct one?
A lot of it's just trial and error. Um, you gotta see. Yeah, there might be 14 golden routines that are great for doing what you want to do, but each one's going to work different for 14 different people. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, so it's just kind of like I have currently I'm working with a trainer. So I check in with him every week, and I send him progress pictures, and I send him my weight and how am I feeling. If we get to the point where nothing's moving, Then we got to look at, all right, you're not losing any weight. Let's up your cardio. That always seems to work for me when it's time to start cutting weight, is adding more cardio in. And I like it because I can sit on my phone and watch, YouTube videos or Instagram reels or whatever, so I can waste my time doing that. Um, but it's good to have, if you do have, someone to kind of bounce ideas off of. Um, but you just kind of playing with some of those ideas and going to those websites, seeing, oh, here's the greatest way to do it. Look at it and, well, let's try that. See if that works for me. And if it doesn't, try something else.
Yeah, I
So
I
keeping it,
think I love cardio because like the right kind of cardio because when you're walking, you get to see the world around you. Like one of my
yeah,
favorite parts of my day is the 1.3 1.5 mile walk to work. And that
yeah.
really that really gets my steps in like throughout the day. And yeah, man, it's just great being able to breathe fresh air and see some
Oh,
see some uptown scenery and burn some calories, man.
definitely, definitely. We definitely don't get enough of fresh air and outside exposure. So any little bit that we can get of that is excellent.
I think the average American, definitely. I think this is definitely a problem with the average American. Do you feel that the average American lifestyle is set up for people to fail in their health goals?
Yes, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
s- oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad.
oh no, that's fine. I mean, if you go to a restaurant, you can get a huge soda for 99 cents, but a bottle of water is going to cost you $3. I mean,
Hmm.
it's expensive to eat healthy, or it costs you more to eat healthy. So what do most people do? They take the easy route. And, oh well, I can have lunch for $3, but oh, if I want the healthy stuff, it's going to cost me 7. Let me just grab this real quick, and I can eat that. So yeah, I think it makes it easier to make the wrong choices, if that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense, but I got a really important question for you. Where can I find
Yeah.
an unhealthy lunch for $3 and a healthy lunch for $5? Because let's just say that it's been a while since I've seen those prices.
Uh, well, I don't know, probably me too. But McDonald's used to have that dollar menu. So you could get a burger and fries and a drink for $3, give or take. Um, I don't know, because I don't buy food out much. But when I do go somewhere, and even recently I was in the airport. You see a bottle of sodas, $1.99, but a bottle of water is $4.99. So it's like, okay, I want to drink the water. It's going to cost me more. So
I
my
call it the
theory with
healthy
that,
tax. I call the
what
health.
what's that?
I call the healthy tax. The tax on being a healthy, vibrant, energetic person.
Yeah. Well, I always say it's either pay now or pay later. Pay for the good food now or pay for the medication later. That's what I tell myself anyway.
Oh yeah, and the thing and the thing that's really depressing is that it's not just about the money and how much you pay. You not just pay with your wallet. You know, healthy lifestyle. You also pay with your decreased satisfaction of life and just a lower quality of living. Like I'm sure you definitely feel like being a fitness enthusiast. Every day you'll wake up, your mind's very clear. You have a purpose. It makes you feel stimulated and in tune with the world around you because you're putting good food in your body and you're also fine tuning and training the machine that powers you.
Yes, definitely,
S-
definitely.
So you're getting very, very close to your show right now. Uh, you're
Yeah.
you're not a lot of weeks out, uh, and for those who don't know, and for those who aren't familiar with the world of bodybuilding, that's really the make or break uh, time, and that's where people really start. That's where people really start to lower their body fat percentage. That's when they really start to dial in on their macros. Um, what are some of the changes that you had to make to your diet uh, and your training routine during this critical time? Like, what's an example of a change that you're making? And what does your day to day life look like nowadays?
Well, pretty much. I usually get up about 4:30, give or take, in the morning.
Mhm.
Um, and then
Impressive.
I get I prepare my first meal of the day. Feed the cat, let the dog out, all that kind of stuff. First thing is I go to the gym and I do a half hour of cardio.
Mhm.
Then I have my first meal, and then I do my weight training, which usually, depending on how much I can stay off of my phone and quit talking to people, roughly about an hour, yeah, hour and 15 minutes, and then I do another half hour of cardio.
Sorry for being part of the
So
problem, by the way.
so typically I'm at the gym for give or take 2.5 hours in the morning. Then I got to come home, get my next couple meals ready, eat again, get my couple meals ready for work, and then I go to work all day. So the biggest change is finding that extra time for the gym in the morning. Because before I started prepping for the competition, I really wasn't doing a whole lot of cardio. I do a little here, a little there, but it wasn't like, oh, you have to do cardio today. Now that's another hour and some to my morning routine. So now I've got to get up earlier to make sure I've got the time to do it, because I feel as if I do it in the beginning of the day, the first thing, it's out of the way. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not taking time away from my family because, you know, by the time I'm up and leaving for the gym, my wife is up getting ready for work. The kids are doing their thing. So when I come home at night, I can focus on family time, if everybody's home or whatever. I don't have to worry about going to the gym after work um, and doing it then. But then the other big thing that changes is my meals. I always have tried to eat, every 3 or 4 hours during the day, just because it just seems to be the best routine for me. But now, working with my trainer, I've got, 5 meals a day. I space them out during the day, and that's what I get for the day. And for me, it's easier if everything is the same. So I don't change anything up very much. I may, season my food a little differently or something like that. But otherwise, it's the same 5 meals all day long. And it's just easy because then I don't have to think about it.
A lot of people say that success in an endeavor is about creating robust routines that you can iterate over and over and over again until you get into a flow state. Like a lot of my good friends in the world of powerlifting, they always tell me, you know, like I have a good friend of mine who actually his highest lift was I think 606 in a competition for the deadlift. I never came close to those numbers. But yeah, he pulls 606 in the deadlift, and I let's just say I'm very past my prime, but he's not. Anyways, he my friend my friend he describes going to the gym as like him being a student and going to school. It's something where you're having a bad day. Your girlfriend dumped you. Well, you're paying the big bucks for school. You go to class anyways. You're a little bit hungover. Well, doesn't matter. You're going to class. You're going to lecture because you want to do well in the exams and you want to walk away with a degree instead of going in a lot of debt and not having anything to show.
Yeah, definitely. Great analogy. Definitely. Yes.
So I really think the secret of sustaining anything is just having a routine. And what what made you stick with your routine over all these years? Like you have a very busy schedule. You if
Yeah.
any if anyone has an excuse to not be fit, it is you. But you defied the odds. You beat them all, and you're about to walk on a stage. So how do you maintain all that motivation and discipline?
Just seeing how far I've come over the years. Um, when my first year, when I very first started this, from the time I started working with a trainer to the time I hit the stage, I lost about 60 pounds.
Mhm.
Because I learned how to work out right. I learned how to eat correctly. And by seeing that transformation, I'm like, wow. And to be honest with you, the first year I didn't quite understand it as well as I probably could have, and didn't ask as many questions as I could have. So I feel like I could have done better. So at the end of that first year, after I did my first competition, I thought, well, if I did this good without really knowing what I was doing, I wonder how much better I could do if I actually ask more questions and focus a little bit better. So each, year to year, or even month to month, just seeing the progression of, or the progress of what I've been doing and seeing actual results is, a lot of what keeps me motivated. And I always tell people who are starting any kind of, diet or exercise program, take pictures, because you're not going to notice a difference because you see yourself in the mirror every day. But after, 4, 5, 6 weeks, you look at that picture you took when you started, you look at that picture 6 weeks later, you're going to be like, wow, there is something happening. And that's like, well, let's keep going. Let's see what else I can do. And it's just incredible if you can keep moving and keep motivated, what you can accomplish that I never would have thought this would be me at this, especially at this age. I never thought I would have the ability to do what I'm doing, and I keep doing it for as long as I can.
That's really interesting how you say like you personally don't notice things. Like what I notice is that other people tend to notice things before you notice. Like
Yeah,
I'm not a power lifter. I'm not a bodybuilder. Uh I have a lot of respect for competitive people like yourself. Uh that being said, I am a dude who takes health and fitness very seriously. You know, I do what I can to go outside, stay in shape, eat sensibly, and I
yeah,
recently, within the past year or 2 years, I've dropped like probably probably 30 pounds from my heaviest. And the really interesting thing is that when I look in the mirror like every day, like like I personally don't notice, but my friends are like, "Hey, like your face looks a little bit slimmer, like like you fit into clothes like a little bit better." And I really think that like we are our most critical judge. We are definitely like our own most critical judge at the end of the day.
definitely. Oh, definitely. I mean, even the first thing I see, when I look in the mirror is all the parts of me that aren't quite right yet. So yeah, we are our own worst judge, or our own worst critic.
Well, I can tell you
That's
one
why,
thing, you're in better shape than people half your age, so that's saying something.
well, thank you. Last year, my son competed with me. This was his first time competing, and so I think I've gotten him hooked on it. So also knowing that I'm kind of, competing with a 20-year-old day to day, that keeps me a little motivated as well. Because we push each other and motivate each other, and make fun of each other going along. So it's nice to be able to do this with him. And like you said, he's 30 years younger than me, so it's like, all right, let's see. Sometimes we'll train together, and we'll kind of see if okay, who can outdo who.
How have you been able to impart those habits of healthy living on your family? Because I'm sure that your kids definitely look up to you a lot. What kind of healthy habits do you teach them throughout the years, and like how do you impart your words of wisdom on them?
Um, I just hopefully, by what they see me doing, and I try not to be the person who is going to be like, "Why are you eating that? Oh, put that down. You're going to get fat." I'll never say that kind of thing because I was a fat kid and I was made fun of for it, and I don't like it. um,
So was I, by the
so
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it, so I just hope by example, and I don't eat a lot of junk. Yeah, I'll enjoy a piece of birthday cake here and there, but I don't eat the whole cake like I probably would have 5 or 6 years ago. Um, and they'll ask me questions about, oh, well, what is that? Why are you eating that? So I try to tell them, what I have, and I eat very clean. I eat vegan. My youngest daughter recently became vegan about 6 or 7 months ago. So, she's an excellent cook. She likes to make all kinds of fun stuff, which is great. Um, so we can try different things, that way. My wife has been a little bit more motivated to, go to the gym and go for walks and, eat a little better. I think it's just because I'm not eating that stuff, so I don't want it in the house. So it's really not there that much. So, if no one's buying it, no one's eating it, then no one's gonna like go to it unless they go out and buy it themselves. And they're adults, so they can do whatever they want. But
That is
they don't. I think it's just the example that they've seen me do, and seen what I've achieved. So hopefully that motivates them. Like, okay, well, I can do this.
Yeah, that is really, in my opinion, leading by example, the best way to lead. I've seen a lot of people
Yeah,
who are like, "Hey, man, do as I say, not as I do." And like, when you see someone like that in life, it's just really hard to take them seriously.
yeah, yes, yeah, it is. Yeah,
Like the do as I say instead of the do as I do kind of crowd. So yeah, man,
right.
I was actually really fortunate that my father was also really into fitness, not really weightlifting, but more of like cardio, eating sensibly. He's in his 60s, still running, still swimming, and you
Yeah,
know I really think that like as I got older, I started to appreciate. I really started to appreciate like the example that he set up and the things that like he was doing. So like, yeah, man, I think you're definitely making a really profound influence on your family. I really do.
yeah. I hope so, and I hope even if they're not as motivated as I am now, as they get older, they'll see the benefits of what I've done and what they have learned and realize that this is going to help me later. Like, I think as I mentioned earlier, I'm at that age where, people I'm, friends with are starting to get put on, medications and,
Oh yeah.
doctor visits. They're sick all the time. And knock on wood, I'm not. And I hope to keep that, away as long as I can. I'll do whatever I can to, keep myself as clean as possible as far as having to, be at the doctor all the time or take medication just to, get through the day. So, um, I'm hoping I can do it by, eating clean and staying fit, being active. So that's, a big part of my goal.
So Paul, I really appreciate you sharing all your insights today. I got one final question. Um,
Yes.
for all those young aspiring bodybuilders or just fitness people in general, what is the number one thing that people should be doing to keep themselves healthy?
I think the biggest thing you can do is just make good choices when you're eating. Um, and be as active as you can. But the food, it's like your car. If you buy a car that needs premium gas, you're not going to put cheap gas in that because it's not going to run right. Your body's like a premium car. It needs the good stuff to run at its optimal level. So start there, and you'll see a huge difference in the way you look, the way you feel, the way you think, everything. I think it all starts with that.
Paul, thanks so much for joining our show tonight. And I have one thing to say, and you really did a lot of good today. Thanks to your words of wisdom,
Thank
I won't be having that piece of fried chicken later.
All right. Well, good. Well, thank you very much. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always great to talk to you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special promotion. Scan this QR code for 20% off your first order. This is Manny from Heaven's Pantry with Paul Orlandi signing off.